This is lesson 6.2 in Signing Naturally, where we'll be talking about one-person role shift as a feature, if you will, of ASL storytelling, and specifically what it looks like in the signed story Timber, as shown in on your Signing Naturally video. So I'm going to explain first what role shift is, what one-person role shift is. We'll look later at how that differs from two-person role shift. And I want to give you a few examples of kind of how we do role shift in spoken English. So one important feature or element of ASL storytelling is called role shift, R-O-L-E, role shift. The narrator of the story stops being the narrator and takes on another role, a character in the story. Good engaging readers do something similar in English, actually. So here's an example of role shifting in spoken English. The big bad wolf knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me come in." But the little pig replied, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in." So the wolf said, "Then I will huff and puff and blow your house down." And then the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. So did you notice role shift in that spoken English example? I shifted roles using my voice. I role shifted to the wolf using the deep voice and the little pig using a higher voice. When I was narrating, I just used my regular voice. Now, here's an example of what that same part of the Three Little Pigs story would sound like without role shift. The big bad wolf knocked on the door and asked the pig if he could come in, but the little pig replied that he would absolutely not let him in. So the wolf said that he would huff and puff and blow the house down. And then the wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house down. So everything in that last example is from the narrator's perspective. The characters are not involved necessarily, they're just being talked about. So let's apply this same concept of role shifting specifically to the Timber story. And I'm going to pull up a slide here where you can see how this all important aspect of ASL storytelling is shown in Timber. So as you watch Timber from lesson 6.2, watch for one-person role shift. So one-person role shift, like I said before, allows the narrator to show how a character behaves. The narrator becomes the character, if you will, taking on his or her actions, manners, and feelings. It's a little like acting. For example, in Timber, the narrator shifts to the lumberjack to show him looking down at a tree, picking up an axe, and chopping down the tree. Effective role shift in ASL involves both your body and your eyes. Your eye gaze must appear as if you are truly looking at the person, place, or thing you are interacting with or referring to. All of these elements must be in agreement for the role shift to be successful. So for example, if the lumberjack picks up the axe and he's still looking at me while he's telling the story, it's not effective. It's not an effective role shift. To be effective, he would have to, quote unquote, become that person. Pick up the axe, look up at the tree and think, oh gosh, this is impossible. And the eyes and the eye gaze are just as involved as the signs, your body language, and all that. So that is one-person role shift from lesson 6.2 in Signing Naturally.